Um, I'm making this video today because I'm really fucking irritated. Um, the people that I'm helping, I'm grateful I get to help them. But, you know, I've had 100 friends die in the last year and a half alone, with one of them being pretty close a year and a half ago, and a family friend a month ago I knew really well. And I've been in the program of Narcotics Anonymous for 20 months, and I'm sponsoring some people. I've done some 12-step calls, um, and sadly, these people, they what I didn't want to do. I can relate with it. I can't be that mad. I've gotten over people coming to me for help, me giving them suggestions to read the book and do the steps, and they they don't want it bad enough. And I get it. I felt hopeless, and I felt alone, and I felt like nobody understood my situation because I had a lot of other people to blame for my shit, and at the end of the day, nobody cares. Go to meetings, learn how to share about your experience, your strength, and your hope that you can inspire yourself. You go to meetings to share for yourself. It has nothing to do with other people there. I used to get so caught up in sharing to sound really good. My ego really wanted to show other people what I was doing and how I could do it. And that made me feel oh so good. Guess what? I relapsed 3 times. I've been in recovery for 5 years, but I have 20 months clean. The math don't add up right on that, but it's not an easy thing to get. People tend to start really digging into this stuff when they're left with no choice. When the court forces you to go to a meeting, right? But after that point, I'm meeting with people who, after a while, they're like, oh, in their head, without them being aware of it, they'll be like, maybe if I can just do this long enough and get through it, I don't have to go to jail. I can go back to the life I want to live, right? I can do that. I can drink. I can smoke weed. I can do whatever I want. And the truth is, what they said to me and I laughed at, all you have to change is everything. All you have to change is everything, meaning your attitude, your perspective, and how you go about living your life. I hurt myself really bad in addiction, and I was so stubborn, and I could take so much pain that I just kept going. And I didn't want to. I put on a good act when I got clean, and I went to rehab, and I went to meetings. I did really want to do good, but I created this persona of somebody that was really trying to perform for you instead of being my true self. It took me many meetings of sharing and reflection to understand you can't really give a shit about what other people think of you. And that's a hard thing to come to learn, or it was for me. And it is for a lot of other people who are sensitive, who might have had narcissistic tendencies, who don't do good with, going out and drinking. We're not a normal type of person. If you're in my situation where you've tried and tried and tried and you kept failing and you're going to go to jail or you're going to die or you're going to end up in an institution, you're at the right place right now. If not, if like you had a minor problem, maybe you did some heroin for a little bit or whatever, and you got scared and you got back. Maybe this isn't for you. This is for the people that, despite having to go to jail for a year or two, still used and tried to pass their test at the courthouse. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of people I'm dealing with. Like, the real deal fucking, I'm gonna use no matter what because this makes me feel better. This is my medicine. This is the only way I can live. You're gonna have to get over that shit. You're gonna have to find a way, and the only way to combat that juice is by connection. The only way to really start that, the reason why the meetings are so successful is because They foster a connection, and you can speak and you can feel heard to people that get you. You don't have to become best friends with them. You don't have to hang out and you guys are gonna, ride around town together now. That can happen, but that's not what it's for. You go there and you use those people to just get the shit out, right? And like also you're workshopping your own voice and how you feel, and you don't even know how you feel. That's why you're sharing, right? When you first come in. There's people with a lot of time that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I know, I deal with them all the time. And it's fine. It's fine. Everybody's got their own path, right? But I'm just so upset about this because I had friends die, and I have friends right now that won't do this work. They won't look at themselves because they're afraid of what they're gonna find, and they should be. You got to be prepared. This is a slow process. I go to faith-based meetings, and that only means it's spiritual, right? Find your spiritual center. The faith can be the faith in a bunch of addicts or alcoholics around you. This stupid shit. Shut the fuck up. I didn't spawn you. Anyway, I've just been so frustrated because I have a friend or two back home. Shut up. Stop. I'm recording a video, you fucking idiots. I hope that pisses me off and it took that all out, so I gotta redo this whole thing, right? But anyways, I'm upset right now. It's gonna be all right. It's good to get a little fucking out of your head, right? But anyway, go to meetings, and if you're going to meetings and you're sharing some good shit and you're all worried about what everybody thinks, just know nobody really gives a fuck that much, right? Everyone else is worried about themselves and how they fucking look, right? We all are, no matter how good you get at this, but hopefully you can get to a place where you can just be yourself. Think, how would I have acted at 5 years old? Remember we used to run around and do whatever the fuck you wanted? You know what? And you just had a good time, and that was just you. You had no mask you had to fucking put on for anybody. What you're trying to do is learn how to talk in front of people, drop some of those masks, that perfectionist mask, that person that always does what they're gonna say. Guess what? We're fucking humans. We don't always follow through. We're hypocrites. We have scumbag, intrusive thoughts sometimes. We are all messy, and it's lovely. You need to embrace it and realize everyone else is the same. And when you do this, you unlock a power that's greater than anything you thought you could ever find. So I implore you, open that fucking book. Use that book as a manual to when shit's fucked up in your life, say, okay, that pisses me off. Okay, now what's going on? Oh, that dude pissed me off. What? Maybe I have to work on some amends. Maybe I do that, and then we all have shit we're not proud of ourselves for, and we all can make amends to people. Maybe it's too soon to make amends to them now, but you can still write their name down and write the harm you did to them, and then what behavior you're going to change to fix it, and that's going to help you go through life without regret. And you're not going to have to fucking what I am working towards is the reason I meditate and speak at meetings is because I want to get to a place where I have peace and tranquility, and I can be present with you. And what that means is I can sit with you, and nobody's worried about who's going to say what. We can just actually sit there in silence 10, 20 seconds. Maybe you have stuff going on. The cool thing is about being an addict or an alcoholic is, we can sit there for a while and get our thoughts gathered, right? Learn how to be with people. That's what peace and tranquility is. That's why I practice meditation every day, so I can be with myself. You have to learn how to be with yourself without having anxiety, and then try it with other people. Usually people that go to a frickin' meeting, right? So, open your book, get a mentor. They call it a sponsor. It doesn't matter. Get somebody that you can just fucking be honest and authentic and tell what you really think without being worried about being judged. Because guess what? There's people in the program that have been in that fucking ditch of despair and gunk and scumminess, and we don't want people to know about it, right? Nobody does, although everybody's got that shit. So you're lucky you're in a club now. You can come hang out. So, get your shit together, open the book, get a friend, and be happy. Thank you for listening to my bullshit. I hope you have a good day. Nama fucking stay. Love ya. Peace out. Oh yeah, I gotta do this.